morning. It's great to be here today to be able to share with you our plans on how we are going to enhance Tizen's overall user experience through visual design and show you some of the design works that we've been working on. As you all know, IoT is a huge issue in the UX design discipline these days. And the reason for that is because we have truly entered the era of IoT. And we've been hearing a lot of great stories about how the IoT products and services are really benefiting people's daily lives and the way they work. And it's rapidly expanding into areas such as automobile, buildings, public infrastructures in the cities all around the world. And developers and engineers are constantly creating better and new innovative ways to interact with them. We're definitely living in a connected world. But despite all the great intentions of empowering us and trying to make our lives better, it could also create unintended confusion. When you think about it, multiple products connecting and communicating with each other, producing massive amounts of data, users are exposed to the burden of having to manage and monitor all this information overload. And we've been hearing a lot of complaints from the users, even before the IoT era, how the dashboard looks very confusing. It's hard to comprehend because of all the notifications that they've been receiving constantly. So let's admit it, things can get pretty complex at the rate we are advancing. So we know for sure users are in need of thoughtful UX, and that gives people like us here today an opportunity, but also a responsibility to make things easier and more pleasant for the users. Because at the end of the day, it's all about enhancing the quality of people's lives. And let's face it, whatever products and services you guys are creating, better the user experience, and that leads to better business opportunities. So Samsung has been researching how to provide better user experience for many years now, and we believe in the IoT era, understanding the different context of the user's journey when using a product or service is becoming more important than ever before. Because products like refrigerators and TVs are now becoming a member of the IoT product ecosystem, which means more business opportunities for you guys, but at the same time, it has to satisfy the multiple usage and interoperability with other products while satisfying the different context of the user's journey. For example, simply watching TV at home with your family can be very different from using the TV screen during a business meeting, doing video conferences, sharing documents with multiple devices. Using a refrigerator like the Family Hub can have different usage when you're having a little get-together in your kitchen, playing music, entertaining your friends, versus just wanting to watch a video, cooking video instruction while cooking. So, as you can see, users will be using the same product differently in different situations. And Tizen happens to be at the core of all this different context of user's journey. And we're trying to make all these come together in a harmonious and delightful way. So now, here's the design process that we went through in order to come up with Tizen's new visual strategy. Because the graphics on the screen is the key communication language and the first touch point between the user and all the interconnected services and multiple devices, the look and feel of a graphic user interface plays a crucial role in providing a better user experience. So we explored what would be the most appropriate visual expression for Tizen in the IoT era. We began by thinking of the users first, what they would be going through when interacting with multi-connected devices and interconnected services. So taking this into consideration, we knew that providing a consistent and seamless visual experience would be one of the solutions in helping to reduce the visual strain and confusion. And this is one of the key factors that we really wanted to tackle. So we came up with the following 3 visual strategies. First is simplify. Navigating through vast amounts of content through limited screen space can be a challenge. With so many information like menus, buttons, texts, graphics, and videos, all fighting for screen space can easily make the user interface look very confusing. So prioritizing on the importance of the information and supporting the main content by simplifying the decorative design elements was our first approach in trying to solve this problem. Let's take a look at the Tizen TV example. In the TV context, the show you're watching is the hero. So we decided to go with a circular shape for the third-party content provider menu. This may not seem like much, but a circular shape covers up less area than a rectangular shape. And these type of little efforts add up. And as you can see, it makes the overall layout much more spacious and less cluttered. And when it's not active, it hides itself halfway down the screen to take up even less space, but letting the users know that it's there to be controlled. We also cleaned up unnecessary decorations from functional design elements, such as the divider bar. By giving it a subtle but functionally effective visual expression, it does its job of separating information while making the user interface look much more cleaner and organized, providing clarity to the contents that matters to the users. And we applied this type of subtle but effective, thoughtful visual solutions across multiple platforms, creating a consistent and seamless visual experience. Next is natural intuitiveness. The intention here is to enhance the usability while making the interface approachable and pleasing to look at. So we wanted to go with aesthetics that's very naturally familiar to the users, something that they experience in their everyday setting. So we took cues from natural shadow effects. This simple and clean expression can convey vertical depth and three-dimensional spatial expressions, adding emphasis while being subtle. Here's how it looks when applied to the TV settings menu. It helps the menu stand out without being too decorative. And this approach reduces visual strain and helps the user focus better, especially when you're trying to control this with a remote control from a distance from the TV. Lastly, breathing space. I'm sure you've all experienced such congested sign systems, and it's definitely eye-catching. But does it really help you focus on anything? This is what could happen on your screen if everything is trying to compete for attention. So to make sure this doesn't happen, with carefully thought of grid systems and breathing space between information can fix this problem. See how it makes the UI look much more pleasing to look at and less chaotic. And although it may look like we're wasting precious real estate of the screen, we know for sure that this is a proven technique and solution used in the editorial design practice for many decades. As you can see, Tizen's visual strategy is about prioritizing and balancing between the main and the sub. Taking a step back, supporting the main contents that matter to the users. And this is important because we're trying to make your hard work shine. So this was the preview of Tizen's new visual strategy and some of the designs we've been working on. And you'll be able to see some of them in action today and tomorrow during the demo session. So what I've just shared with you is just the tip of the iceberg in enhancing the overall UX for Tizen. There are many factors that needs to come together. But I believe with the help of the developers, engineers, designers here today, and all the participants in Tizen open source community, we can enhance Tizen's UX much quicker, which will lead to better UX for the users, which means also more business opportunity for everyone. We're ready to connect, so please get involved and let's make Tizen's UX better. Thank you very much.